James Conner hits a milestone, Chad Ryland gets recognized, and we look ahead to Sunday's game versus the Bears. Stay tuned.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh. The sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Welcome to the sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Singh, and today we're talking Cardinals versus Bears, Sunday, November 3rd, which also happens to be my birthday. And I have my co-host Charlotte Shaff on to talk about three very uplifting and exciting stories featuring your Arizona Cardinals and the Positivity Playbook. But first, let's talk about this game coming up against the Bears. You know, if you follow along with any of the other Sick Podcast Network shows, that there is a Bears show featuring my friend Adam Rank. And Adam is a huge, diehard Bears fan, and I know he wants his team to win just as much as I want my team to win. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him at Sunday's game. Sorry, it's just not going to happen this week for you. I will say that Adam has been a huge supporter of the Cardinals, and for that, I am grateful. Before we get too deep into the show, I just want to thank you all for listening and watching and supporting. If you're looking for another way to help support the show, you can certainly click the link for Homage in the description. Whether you're watching or listening, there should be a link that takes you to Homage and gives us credit for your purchase. You can pick up team gear, pop culture. It's now sweatshirt season, and you know I'll be sporting my Cardinal sweatshirt this weekend. So why don't you join me? It's time to bring in my co-host Charlotte Shaff for the Positivity Playbook. Charlotte, welcome to the show. I love the Positivity Playbook. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We're recording this on Halloween, although you all may not view or listen until November 1st. But if you're watching, I'm wearing a bat sweater.
And I'm wearing black with a little bit of Cardinals.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the spirit.
We are.
Somebody else is in the spirit. I want to kick off with this story. What is this about Michael Myers joining presser?
Ooh, it was a creepy presser with the Cardinals today. Michael Myers showed up during the presser, and after a little bit of time, he unveiled that he was actually Buddha.
Surprise!
I think that's so fun, and I love that he has such a great sense of humor, and he's having a good time and in the total spirit of the holiday.
Buddha Baker, come on, get a hat on Buddha.
What?
Sorry.
We had some interesting sound effects just break through. I hope that actually shows up in the edit.
That would be funny. I don't know what happened there. That's hilarious. I think because I was scrolling through my Twitter, but
Ghosts.
peeps.
Halloween spirits. I'll pop a photo in there for those of you who view so you can see exactly what we're talking about because it's pretty fun. I mean, it's festive.
It is. He did a really good job. I mean, yeah, you would have never known it was him.
Gotta have fun sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this. James Conner he hit a milestone.
That hottie out there is doing an amazing job, and we're so excited to see that he is going to be playing in his 100th NFL game this Sunday against the Chicago Bears. And that is an even 50 with his time when he was with the Steelers.
This is very good luck. because my birthday is also on Sunday. So James Conner
Woo!
plays in his 100th game, his 50th Cardinals game, and it is on my birthday against the Bears, who happen to have a Sick Podcast Network show of their own with Mr. Adam Rank.
Ooh.
Fun side story to that is Adam tweets out that, sorry, Cardinals, I'm going with Bears this week because Adam has been high on the Cardinals so far this season. But since they're playing his beloved Bears, obviously he's switching sides. And then I had to break it to him that it was my birthday, so there would be no such Bears win.
No, 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 no. No Bears win on your birthday.
Nope. Sorry, Adam. Love that you're a fellow SIG podcast alum, but we're coming away with the win this weekend.
There you go. And just on top of the stuff that we were talking about with James Conner, I'm actually stealing some content from Mark Dalton, the PR guy for the Cardinals. He said that James ranks third in the Cards history in rushing touchdowns and 10th in rushing yards. So I hope that he's able to even break those records.
Love it. Keep climbing the ranks. Okay. Story number 3, Chad Ryland. He's being honored.
Yes, we are so proud of him. I think that every Cardinals fan is pretty darn thrilled with how he has been performing on the field and helping us win games. And so now he has been named the NFC Special Teams Player of the Month for his 3 game-winning kicks in October.
Yay. Round of applause.
So happy. I mean, talk about one of the most stressful positions because you can either make or break a game. And this kid has been doing an amazing job. So big kudos to him. Let's hope that it just continues through the rest of the season.
I really hope so. I mean, we wouldn't have won those games without him. So keep up the good work, Chad Ryland.
Absolutely. He's fitting in just fine with the Cardinals.
I need a hero. I'm holding up for a hero at the end of the game.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Spontaneous song. Charlotte, do you have any other fun news to talk about? I mean, I've seen some of your Brophy football posts. Are they doing well?
Brophy is doing well. My son who played in freshman football, he had his last game on Tuesday, and they did really well this year, and I'm really proud of my son. And a shout out to my boys' track team, which is actually starting to recruit for next season. So if you have a middle schooler and they're interested in track, let me just tell you, track athletes make some pretty good football players. So if you're interested in track, hit up the Phoenix Track Club, which has merged with So Swift.
That's so cool. You definitely see it come up more and more in the NFL Combine that speed is a big factor. So get out there and join a track team.
Absolutely. It really does benefit pretty much any sport.
I'm not going to get out there and join a track team, but
Not me. I mean, back in the day I could, but now, no, I can barely run 100 yards when I have to work out.
if you
Oh my
see me
God.
running, please call the police.
Yeah. Just start running with me because we're running from something.
We are in danger. Well, Charlotte, it has been a pleasure as always. Maybe I'll run into you on Sunday and get a birthday hug or something. But
How old are you going to be?
46, ladies and
Oh my God,
gentlemen.
you're a baby. You're a baby.
I don't feel like a baby, but
I feel you.
let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah, I hear
46
you.
is the new 36.
There you go. But the 9 p.m. is the new midnight.
That's right. That is right. Spot on. Okay, Charlotte. Well, I will for sure. If I don't see you on Sunday, I will see you next week.
See you here.
Let's talk about some of the stats here. So the Chicago Bears are 4-3. They'll be playing here in Phoenix, in Glendale, at State Farm Stadium, and the Cardinals are currently 4-4. The Bears have already had their bye week. The Cardinals' bye week is in 2 more weeks, week 11. So that's why we're 4-4 and they're 4-3. But I'm sure you already knew that, didn't you? These most recent wins for the Cardinals have not been easy, though. They have been hard fought and actually coming away with a field goal win, a walk-off field goal in the final just couple minutes of regulation. So by no means are we going out there and just blowing out other teams. They are competitive games. I have no doubt that this will also be a very competitive game. Of course, I would love for there to be a blowout in favor of the Cardinals, but just based on our recent history, it's going to be a dogfight. Kyler Murray last week completed 26 of 36 attempts and had a season high of 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, and still 0 interceptions. So it's great to see that he has been maintaining a very low interception rate. We want to keep that up for sure. Kyler's on a streak. In his last 15 straight games, he has thrown a touchdown pass. This is the second longest active streak in NFL history. Against the Bears, in his 2 career starts versus Chicago, he's had 6 touchdowns, 4 of them passing, 2 of them receiving, 0 interceptions. So there's that. James Conner had his 4th rushing touchdown of the season last week. It was his 55th career rushing touchdown. In 4 of his last 5 home games, he's had more than 110 scrimmage yards. This could be his 3rd in a row versus Chicago with 110 or more scrimmage yards and a receiving touchdown. That's a really interesting stat for a running back. Trey McBride, 9 catches for 124 yards last week. It was his 3rd career 100-yard game. He has 14 games now with 5 or more catches just since last year, and he is tied 2nd among tight ends. He's also tied 2nd among tight ends in receptions, and he's 3rd in receiving yards. This could be his 5th game in a row with 5 or more catches and 50 or more receiving yards. That sounds like a great prop bet. Shout out DraftKings. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a career high of 6 catches and 111 yards with his 5th career touchdown catch just last week. This was his 2nd career 100-yard game. We need to remember this is a rookie, folks. This is his first year, and we're already talking about career stats. His 2nd 100-yard career game and his 5th career touchdown. Keep up the great work, Marvin Harrison Jr. We got your back. Michael Wilson has been racking up the touchdowns as well. This past week, he had 5 catches, and it was his 3rd receiving touchdown of the season last week. Let's talk defense. Safety, Budda Baker led the team, no surprise, led the team with 12 tackles. He is now leading all defensive backs with 79 tackles this season. We're in week 9, folks. This is his 7th straight season with 75 or more tackles, and he has had 10 or more tackles in 2 of his 3 career games versus Chicago. Safety Jalen Thompson also had a great game. He tied his career high with 11 tackles last week, and it was his 8th career game with 10 or more tackles. This could be his 3rd in a row versus Chicago with an interception. I would love to see that happen. Dante Stills. We love us some Dante Stills. He had a sack Good job. Yes. And this could be his third game in a row with a sack. Let's go. Let's go. Let's talk about the injury report. So, this is great news. Defensive lineman Darius Robinson has been added back to the active roster. He is going to continue to rehabilitate from his calf injury, but this window, the practice window, was going to come to a close, and they needed to either activate him or he could have been sidelined for the rest of the season. And I certainly know that nobody wants to see that happen. Coach Jonathan Gannon says, "One day at a time with Darius. I know procedurally we've made the right move. We'll take it one day at a time, but he's doing good." So I'm going to take that as a positive. Good move, and hopefully we get to see him on the field soon. In practice on Thursday, October 31st, offensive lineman Kelvin Beachum, who's been dealing with a groin injury, was limited in practice. Darius Robinson, while we mentioned he has been activated to practice with his calf injury, he did not practice today. We also have Naquan Jones, defensive lineman with a thigh injury and limited practice. Offensive lineman Jonah Williams with a knee injury, limited in practice. Defensive lineman Roy Lopez, ankle, limited in practice. And Sean Murphy Bunting with a neck injury had a full practice. Excellent, excellent news. Our offensive line and our defensive line have been taking a beating, but it's great to see them getting back into practice and healthy. Looking at the Chicago Bears injury report, I would say the biggest difference makers would be that safety Jaquan Brisker had concussion protocol, so he did not practice. We're also looking at defensive end Montez Sweat with a shin injury, and he was limited in practice. There are several defensive players who are among the first string that are listed as did not practice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 defensive players for the Chicago Bears who did not practice, starters. And then there's another one limited. So they are facing also some pretty beat up defense, but ours look on the mend. Theirs look like they're still in some trouble. I obviously want everyone to be healthy, but maybe they just need to take it easy for one more week. Let's take a moment to hear a word from our sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook. It promises to be a month of tricks, treats, and of course, touchdowns. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. If you follow along with me at all, you know that anytime touchdowns are my very favorite types of bets to place in the DraftKings Sportsbook. If you're new to DraftKings Sportsbook, I highly recommend it. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SICKSPORTS. That is code SICKSPORTS for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours and mine. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. And that's about it. Thank you again for tuning in each and every week. It's been so fun creating 3 seasons of content with you so far, and I can't wait to keep doing it. So here's to a big win and seeing you all on Victory Monday. Until then, bye.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.